One UI 8.5 is starting to shape up and we're starting to see some new features. Today, I'm going to go through every single one of the new camera features that we're going to expect. Welcome back to SamMobile TV. You're here with Daniel. In front of me, I have opened the camera on my Galaxy S25 Ultra with One UI 8.5. Just updated to the latest beta, so all of the latest features are going to be on here. So let's dive in and show you everything that Samsung have changed, right from the settings all the way through to camera assistant. Settings is a good place to start. So I'm going to go here, go to the settings, and let's show you what has changed, not just from a layout point of view, but also just from a function point of view too. So realistically, it's not too much different at the top here. The photo enhancer has sort of been renamed. It's now just a bit more obvious what the feature does. Prioritize quality, balanced, prioritize speed. And it tells you everything and how it actually works. And then you can just toggle the one that you want. And Scene Optimizer has just been called Scene Detection. So this is the one that will automatically adjust the photo for you with post-processing as opposed to needing to go in and edit it yourself. And then they've kind of just regrouped everything in the camera. So the photos and videos have got more clear sections, and they've also more clearly defined things in videos. So rather than videos needing an extra menu, it kind of just sits in its own little subheading. And then all the options you've got are sort of laid out there. For example, things like audio options were in a separate menu, whereas now they sit here in the main one. You'll also notice too, is that save to external storage has been taken out of Camera Assistant and put into the main menu. So Samsung have gone ahead and I guess made it a main feature as opposed to it being an extra feature. As we scroll down, the rest of it is pretty much as is. There's no real extra change here. A lot of the other settings that we've kind of seen in earlier builds of 8.5, things like 25 frames per second in 8K in Pro mode, haven't made it to this build. So hopefully when the S26 comes out, we can see some of those start to drop a bit more officially. But if we go into here, you've got the video stabilization toggle. Video format is where you can turn on your high bitrate, your log, and HDR. That's where all that lives. And you've got the watermark toggle, which also gives you the option to add in the watermark. But who cares? I'm going to go into Camera Assistant a little bit later on because there's actually the most amount of changes in there. I want to dive into the camera first and show you the main changes. Initially, I would have talked about how dual recording and single take were removed, but with Camera Assistant, they are back. And I'll show you where those toggles live in a moment. The main two things that have been changed is Pro mode and Pro video mode. Samsung have gone ahead and added in an extra toggle in here, which has kind of changed how you can use it. But it's not a massive one. Allow me to show you. Go into Pro mode here. Immediately what you're going to see is this toggle down here, and you press it, and it gives you the option to hide the controls. So it effectively gives you a clean preview of whatever it is you're going to be taking photos of. So rather than needing to see all the controls and sort of occupy the screen and maybe distract you visually, you can just press that, and then all you need to do is focus on the shutter button and the zoom controls, and that's it. And then you get to frame up the photo. You can, of course, take it a step further and turn off the grid lines and the scene. What is it? The thing that composes your photo for you. You can turn that off if you want to, or find the center point. But that'll help you as a guide, so it's not really necessary to turn it off. But everything else, all the other controls, get removed. That has also been removed in Pro Video mode. So if I go into the More tab again and into Pro Video, that same toggle is there, which removes all of the controls and gives you that clean preview. Whole purpose is while you're recording your video, you can just focus on the content and that's it. Now that might seem like not a lot of changes for the camera, and you're right, it's not. I'm expecting a whole lot more when 8.5 drops on the S26 series officially, but that doesn't mean there's nothing else. A lot of the other changes have actually come via the Camera Assistant. Let me show you. So if I go back into settings, and go down into Camera Assistant, what you're going to find here is a lot of extra stuff that Samsung have enabled. First thing you'll see here is they've kind of, again, similar to the settings, grouped everything a little bit more naturally with headings to kind of give you an indication of what each area does. So you've got like lens and zoom at the top here, which always turn this off. Always turn off auto lens switching. It's just not needed. You've got the focus area, which that's always been prioritize focus over speed. It's always been there. But there's some extra stuff in here now. So in Pro Video mode, you have the option to autofocus / auto expose whilst you're recording video. which I showed this off in the camera system video I did a while back. Or you can change it to autofocus only, because maybe you don't want to adjust the exposure whilst you're recording video. You just want to do the focus, but you can toggle off either one that you like. Then you got focus peaking. So the focus peaking, again, showed it in my last video, is where you can have the option when you adjust the focus manually to see the focus. So depending on what color you want, whether it be green, red, yellow, blue, or white, you can have that sort of showcase up there. Just a side note here, Samsung ecosystem isn't at the best. Then you've got the thickness of the line for the focus peaking as well. That's also quite new. You can sort of have it be always on, or you can customize how it looks. You have here the shutter, and the shutter is a section that was always there, but it's now just grouped better. You got photos section. So you've got auto HDR, you've got the photo softening menu, you've got the distortion correction. Those three have always been there, as has advanced resolution options. What's new here is advanced photo mode controls. So you can actually go into this menu and you can actually have some more pro-like controls in the standard photo mode. So you can adjust the minimum shutter speed. So if you want the minimum shutter speed to be none, so it doesn't have a minimum, you can have it as that. Or you've got 1 of 1,000th of a second, 1 in 500th of a second, 1 in 120, and 1 in 30. And you can turn that on and have that be the minimum shutter speed. Same with maximum ISO. So you've got your maximum ISO, which can be 50, 100, 200, 400. And the ISO will sort of control the grain in your photo, how much noise is there. So if you don't want to have noise, or its sensitivity to light, which means that if it's very low light, it'll try and take in more and be more sensitive. But again, that's up to you. You have the control now. Then you've got toggles here for white balance control and exposure value control. Now, exposure value control has always kind of been there especially since One UI 7, they've had an exposure slider be put in. But the white balance control is new. You now have the option to control the white balance of your photo. And if I jump in and I show you at the top here, you'll see the exposure slider that they've added at the top and the white balance slider, which is giving you the option to have manual or have it be auto. That's new. So that's new in the advanced photo mode controls. Then you've got the video section, and the only thing that's kind of new here is the OIS toggle that you can turn on or off. Again, up to you. Then you've also got dim screen whilst recording, which has always been there. I like this option because if maybe you're setting up a time lapse and you want the screen to sort of turn off, you can go in here and have it be after 1 minute of no input, the screen will dim and then the video will keep recording. Something else that's new is presets in Pro mode. So with Expert RAW, you can go into Expert RAW, and I may as well show you, and you can have presets where you can actually press on something and it will adjust all the settings conducive to the environment that you've set up. It's never been available in Pro mode. So if I go back to the camera, go to settings and camera assistant and presets in Pro mode. There's two ways you can do it. You can create it from current settings where you can make a preset and you can customize all of it yourself, or you can go into create from photo. So I can upload a photo, say this one here. Oh, no. Say if I upload a photo, let's find one that I've taken. Here's a nice 5x1. It takes all the information from the photo and then creates a preset from it. And then I hit save, and then that becomes preset 2 or whatever name I want to give it. And then when you go to the camera and go into Pro mode, you now have the presets saved there, and you press it and it even changes to the camera that was from. So you have that complete control over it. Couple more to go. We have additional modes, single take and dual recording. This is where you can go and turn those toggles back on so they reappear in your camera modes, because without those toggles on, they will be gone. So this is where you can turn them back on. Then you've got camera previews. This is what you see. So you've got camera timeout, which is just how long the camera will stay open for if you're not using it. Clean preview on HDMI displays, not new, but while I'm here, I'll explain it. If you have your phone plugged into a display, it won't show you any of the toggles or the controls. It'll just show you the preview. And this is new, customize indicators. So the little indicators that you see at the top here, you can customize what you see there. So with photo and with video, you can toggle them on or off. So I've got the toggles here and you can see them slowly get added up at the top. Or if that looks too messy, I can just go through and turn them all off. And then they're gone. Video, same situation. I can turn them all on, have it be there, or turn them all off. And then that'll give you a clean preview at the top. And the last one to do with Camera Assistant and the new camera features is Tilter Wireless Lens Controller. So if you have a Tilter controller, you can operate the camera using it only in Pro Video mode. It will require nearby device permission, but this again, if you're just wanting to control it wirelessly, as opposed to having to hold the camera, you can use something and this allows it for it with this toggle. That's the new camera features in One UI 8.5. I really like how Samsung have opened up customization through Camera Assistant, especially that customized indicators one. It's great. But everything else seems fairly light on for the moment. Hopefully we see more as the S26 rolls out, but as of now, that's what we've got. Hit subscribe to keep up to date with all the One UI 8.5 news, all Samsung news as we head into launch season. Make sure you go follow us on all our socials, check out our website, and we'll see you guys next time. Thanks.